Hey, good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP. We are North Georgia's only live online morning show. Welcome back this Monday morning. It's going to be a little cool this week, right? Did you enjoy... So if you did not sleep well last night, did a little tossing and turning, and you wonder why, did you see the moon? Wow. Did you go outside and check out any of the stars? Actually, I did this morning. I went out. I really enjoyed it. I went outside for a little while early, way before daylight, and I checked out the moon and the stars. It's pretty neat. So, nice, clear North Georgia view. Great to be in rural America. Thank God I'm not in New York City this morning or headed into the city of any city. I know some of you have to head to the city, and you may be watching and listening on your phones in the car, and you have to head to the city, but I'm very thankful I don't have to. If you want to get in touch with the show, it is 706-889-9700. You can always get in touch with us. Let's get that out of the way this morning. Rose puts out several tweets. You can follow us on Twitter. At Fetch Your News, at FYNTV. You can also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is at FYNTV Fetch Your News. Go to YouTube, subscribe, and anytime anything is going on that we post or go live, you'll get a notice. Also, you can email us, chief@fetchyournews.com. Those are many ways. Get in touch. Go like our Facebook page also, our Facebook page. So this morning, let's get a couple things that got going on here. It's Monday in North Georgia. We have the Christmas tree up. Do you have your Christmas tree up? Okay, getting all the ornaments out. Everybody's been Christmas shopping. Did you pick up exactly how well-structured the Micheal Flynn indictment or pleading guilty to lying to the FBI, the timing of that, and the timing of Brian Wilson's fake news, which crashed the stock market, that we'll talk about? Did you pick up all the timing to go into place to where, would you know, the Senate passed over 31 years since the Senate, since Congress has brought up tax reform for the American people, there's Ronald Reagan right there in the front. Did you miss that, the tax reform? We're going to kindly start there this morning. I know Micheal Flynn pled guilty. We'll talk about that. Brian Ross gave a fake ABC news report, which caused the stock market to crash immediately, down 350 points. We know that this Peter, we don't know his last name. We got somebody tell me how to pronounce that. Strzok. We know he, FBI lead investigator on the Hillary Clinton email scandal or matter, the Hillary Clinton email matter. We know him and the attorney, okay, Lisa Page, the FBI attorney. So top investigator, a top FBI attorney, they had an extramarital affair. It was found out that they were sending text back and forth, pro-Hillary text and anti-Donald Trump text. So he got demoted, and we're going to go on that a little further. He got demoted to the FBI's Human Resources Office. So wait a minute. The two of you got caught doing everything wrong. I think you need to go down and work in HR for a while. Really. So we're going to talk about that a little later this morning. We're going to talk about the Georgia game. Did you enjoy the Georgia-Auburn game? I did enjoy that game. I thought it was I thought it was a very good game. Georgia concerned me at first, that first quarter. In fact, I think they went into halftime. Was it halftime? Was it 13-7 at halftime? I don't remember. So I was a little concerned. I was a little concerned with Georgia Auburn for a little bit, but then Georgia put the stamp on it in the second half and walked away with the SEC championship. I want to say congratulations to Nick Chubb from high school days, Cedartown. I had the opportunity to watch Mr. Chubb run the football in high school several times, and say congratulations. Second all-time leading rusher in SEC history, right behind none other than Herschel Walker. So congratulations to Nick Chubb of the Georgia Bulldogs. So we're going to talk about that. Closing arguments today in the state of Georgia versus Nydia Tisdale. That starts this morning. The trial lasted all last week. I'm going to have some 9 o'clock closing comments on this trial. I was subpoenaed by the state. The state did not call me, but I was subpoenaed, and if you are following any of the news reports on this case or trial, and you read in the AJC, the other reporter, all these other accounts of another reporter, a male reporter, a reporter that was not asked to leave, that was me. So that is all the accounts and the articles in the AJC and all the other papers and news accounts on the internet. The other reporter, that would be myself, BKP, and then all of the accounts of video, audio, and interviews and articles that have been posted, say, at FetcherNews.com. We have actually been in that trial all week as FetcherNews.com and me as the other reporter, but I did not get called. So I have held my comments on this until the jury comes back, because I didn't want to say anything I just didn't want to say anything in case I was called as a witness, so we'll wait on that. But the Nydia Tisdale versus the state of Georgia versus Nydia Tisdale in what's called Pumpkin Gate, as she has labeled it, Pumpkin Gate by Bert's Pumpkin Farm. That goes to the jury today after closing arguments. I want to talk first, before we go to break, 2 hours today. MSNBC, we'll go to it in just a minute. MSNBC for 2 solid hours never mentioned Brian Wilson one time. Brian Ross. ABC Brian Ross. Never mentioned it. Never mentioned that a source close to the investigation. We're going to play the video in a minute, but they never mentioned that. Not one time. Never mentioned a 350 point stock market crash based on this. Never mentioned Joy Behar, having a big O on the show screaming how excited she was Trump was caught now. No mention of his 4-week suspension. No mention of how they had to write, ABC had to write correction. Okay, no mention. No mention. All 4 morning shows, no mention Brian Ross, ABC. No mention. Not even discussed. Moving right along. Nothing to see here. Nothing. Okay? Very little, if any, mention at all this morning between 6. I just left it on 6 to 7:45. Joe and Minka, tax reform bill, no mention. About in an hour and 45 minutes, about 4 minutes, if that much, was mentioned on the tax bill. Now let me explain something, okay? Because I want to go here first for a reason. I know it's exciting. There's nothing to see here, folks, with the Micheal Flynn. All right, we'll talk about that. Okay, nothing to see. You are watching the biggest orchestrated takedown of a president of the United States by the deep state. You'll never, in my lifetime, you'll never witness anything again that like what's taking place right now. But here's what I want to get to. Remember the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009. Obama's, remember Larry Summers and what was the other lady, and they came out and they said if we pass this, we get unemployment under 8%, and it was shovel-ready jobs. Remember that? They went all over selling this. Here is the clearest definition. The tax reform bill is the clearest definition of the divide where socialism and some parts of this country see how things should go. Just the clearest example of where we're at in this country. The 2009 American Recovery and Reinvestment Act, $831 billion. Now here's the difference, $831 billion. That $1 billion was printed money. Quantitative easing, okay, printed money. We borrowed that money. That $831 billion came from taxpayers, because what we want to talk about just for a minute are the taxpayers in this country. That $831 billion came from the taxpayers' pocket. That was the recovery plan, to take it out of your pocket, print the money, $831 billion, and put it back in to stabilize the economy. Okay? That's what it was for, to stabilize. Reinvestment Act. Listen to the words. Recovery and Reinvestment Act. $831 billion from taxpayers' pockets, but it was okay that this added $8 trillion in debt over 8 years. Now, not just this act, but there was $8 trillion over 8 years. For $831 billion from your pocket. Nothing else, straight from your pocket. Borrowed from where? Federal Reserve. Okay, so how about this? We are about to get with the Tax Reform Act, okay? We are about to get $3 trillion, okay? $3 trillion in economic stimulus from the private sector. Not $831 billion, $3 trillion is about to be flush cash, not printed. You understand? Not printed. Not borrowed by the Federal Reserve. Pushed back into this country. Pushed back into this economy. Not borrowed. Not printed. We will not owe anybody for the $3 trillion that we have to pay interest on. It's a stimulus package almost 4 times, 3.5 times larger from the private sector, not from the government. This is why they hate it, people. This is why the Democrats hate it. Because if the $3 trillion that's repatriated into this country starts exploding at levels where more business opens, where people make more money, where more investment is made, where more people take a risk, and it does not come from the federal government, why, that could be explained to young people. Young people, millennials, may see the difference in 2009 and 2017. Millennials may feel the difference in 2009 and 2017. All of America. You see, the bottom line is the tax plan passed 5149, right? It passed. It's in conference right now. Now, we can break up the details that concern me. There are things in the tax plan that concerns me, okay? But it's in conference committee right now. When it comes out of conference and it gets to the president's desk, and it will, and he signs this, okay? Immediately, cash comes into this country. Cash starts coming off the sideline, all right? Democrats don't want you to know this. Why didn't Democrats in 2009, with Barack Obama, when things collapsed, why didn't they run this up the flagpole and say, look, because see, you got to understand, there were trillions of dollars in 2009 offshore that could have been put back into our economy and push economic stimulus. But no, Democrats want to make sure we print it. Democrats want to make sure we borrow it from ourselves. Democrats want to make sure that we're beholden to the government for creating an economy, not you and I. The tax reform bill is the greatest economic stimulus that you will see, I think, in your lifetime. I really do. I think as soon as $3 trillion hits this shore, okay, you know what's going to happen? It's going to put investors back in the game. All you keep hearing from the lying media, they lie to you folks. All you keep hearing is, oh, this will go to the rich, the top of the top, the richest of the, they will just get filthy rich, rich, rich. It will not help the middle class. That's a lie. Let me tell you what will happen, okay? The rich will. They'll bring in a lot of money. But they will take a little more risk. They will, it's small business. There will be wealthy people looking for small business people. Looking for small businesses that, hey, they need a little capital infusion. Let me help. Oh, trust me, that's going to start all over this country. You're going to start reading business success stories. Not that we don't already have them. We have business success stories. But you're going to start reading business success stories. And there's going to be some people say, hey, you know what? The rich people had money, have money, and they have invested it into startups. Capital for startups is going to go through the roof. It will be the greatest time in modern history to start a business as soon as this is signed. Because there will be people that have money, and it's come back in here. Well, no, it's just going to be the largest corporations, the biggest corporations. Folks, it's all lies. It will benefit rich people, obviously. It will benefit the wealthy corporations, obviously. But it keeps the cash at home here in the United States of America. I don't want to get too mired down in the mud on this. I want to make it real simple. The tax plan is the clearest example. 2009, the Democrats felt the only way to stimulate our economy was to pass the American Recovery and Investment Act for $831 billion. Taxpayer money, borrowed money, printed money, right out of your pocket. They added $8 trillion to the debt over 8 years. That's their plan. Period. The Republicans have a tax reform bill that passed the Senate. They don't want to talk about it. MSNBC doesn't want to talk about it. CNN doesn't want to talk about it. George Stephanopoulos, they don't want to talk about it. No, sir. No. They do not want to talk about it. They are going through the timeline of when Micheal Flynn called somebody on December 29th. They are going through the timeline of when Sally Yates had the recordings, already had the recordings of the audios of Flynn's conversations, so she knew that all Flynn had to do was, miss 3 or 4 words, and he lied to the FBI. I said when this whole thing started, who would be the special counsel? They have to earn their money, okay? All you heard all weekend long is how Mueller, Merry Christmas Mueller, Mueller's gift to the American people, Mueller this, Mueller that. Damn it, Mueller needs to go. I said it on day one. It's the most corrupt thing in this country that has taken place, that Micheal Flynn is guilty of lying to the FBI. I wondered who would be Mueller's Scooter Libby, and that is Micheal Flynn. Absolutely. Corruption, collusion, cover-up, conspiracy. We have passed over and glossed over Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, John Podesta, Tony Podesta. We have glossed over Holder, Obama, President Barack Obama. The list goes on. We've glossed right over to get to Flynn, that did not quote back verbatim the conversations he had with the Russians. Hey, lied to the FBI. Scooter Libby. All of that going on, not one person this morning. Maybe Fox did it. Maybe it's on another network other than here on FYNTV.com this morning. But no networks out there are talking about the $3 trillion, once this is signed, Reinvestment Act. They should call this the Reinvestment in America Act. They had the nerve in 2009 to say recovery and reinvestment. The tax plan is a clear reinvestment in you, the American people. President Donald Trump is bringing $3 trillion that does not have to be printed, does not have to be borrowed, home. Reinvestment, okay? In America. Tax reform. Corporate rates down to 20%. Trillions going to be flooding into this country. But it's the clearest divide between the deep state socialism that we live in today, the socialism we live in today, and private sector investment. They can't take it. They cannot take it. That's why you're not hearing about how great this tax reform bill is, because private sector is about to blow up. And the American, by the way, I'm going to just tell you, the American people are not paying attention to the Micheal Flynn. Well, wait a minute. They're reading the New York Times. They're reading the Washington Post. No. There's only a little circle. The rest of this country is too busy going to work, because it is a great economy right now. Consumer confidence is up. Merry Christmas is in the air. And, unemployment is down. Stock market's up, unless Brian Ross goes out and lies today and crashes the market. I'm your host, BKP. We're going to be going through all of that today. And I was just so upset this weekend. I watched all the shows. I came in, I sit down at my desk yesterday, watched the shows, got up this morning, 2 hours on Morning Joe, nothing on tax reform. Okay? Nothing on tax reform. Donald Trump has endorsed Roy Moore. Looks like on December 12th, I could be right again. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about, I want to come back immediately. At 8:30, we're going to have Monday Morning Quarterback. What do you think of all the football games? What did you think about, is Ohio State, why is Ohio State out of it? How come Ohio State's not in? How did Alabama get in? What do you think about the 4 top teams and what happened Saturday? So we're going to talk about that in just a minute. Let me go through my list just to make sure. Now, the President Trump came out and he said, I want to go over this a little later, but here is a tweet. We'll show it. We'll go through all of his tweets a little later. Democrats refuse to give even one vote to massive tax cuts is why we need Republican Roy Moore to win in Alabama. We need his vote to stop crime, illegal immigration, border wall, military, pro-life, VA, judges, Second Amendment, and more. No to Jones and Pelosi Schumer puppet. So a full-throated endorsement, name and all, to Roy Moore this morning from the President of the United States. That happened 2 hours ago. Started this Monday out. That election is 12-12. That would be 12-12 is that election, Roy Moore and Jones. President Trump has not scheduled a trip to Alabama to campaign for Jones, but he has scheduled a trip to Pensacola, a campaign rally in Pensacola, Florida, which if you know this, that is the Montgomery, Alabama TV market. So as soon as he gets to Pensacola, Florida, that is a major portion of Alabama's TV market where he's going to hold that rally. So he's not going right into Alabama, but he's definitely going into a good portion of the voting block of Alabama's TV network area. Anti-Trump FBI agent led Clinton email probe. Now it starts to make sense. All starts to make sense. This came from Donald Trump. We're going to talk about that. How Nunez is it Nunez or Nuance? What the hell's his name? I can't talk like that on Monday. I'm trying to be nice on Monday. Is it Nunez? Nunes. Nunez. Yeah. He blows up, threatens contempt after FBI stonewalls house on Russia investigator demoting of anti-Trump bias. They went and met with the Department of Justice. Rod Rosenstein went and met with him. Rod Rosenstein knew they were asking for information on this FBI Peter, whatever his name is, and Department of Justice didn't comply. The FBI didn't comply. The FBI is in tatters, folks. It's a mess. James Comey, it is flat out a mess. Look, I'm your host, BKP. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk college football for a couple minutes, and then we're going to get right into Brian Wilson and a little bit of everything going on. But I hope you understand what I just said this morning. $3 trillion worth of stimulus, a reinvestment in America, not printed money, not borrowed money, pushed into this country where everybody got all the drive-by media, as Rush would call them, the drive-bys, all of the left, all of them were gushing at this $831 billion investment package, reinvestment package in this country by Barack Obama out of your pocket that had to be printed and paid back. They just don't get it, folks. They just don't get it. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be back right after these messages. Take us to break, Sam.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Better days ahead. You know what time it is? Model year-end closeout time at Days Chevy in Jasper, with huge savings on every 2017 Chevy in stock, like over $6,500 off on Malibu, just $17,900, or save a payload on Silverado Double and Crew Cabs, starting from just $31,800. The discounts are big, and the time is now during the model year-end closeout. Hurry to Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Be sure to check out New Blue Home and Gift, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Find us on Twitter at New Blue Home. Everything beautiful for your home or a special gift can be found at New Blue Home and Gift. Call us today at 706-455-3873 or visit us at 531 East Main Street, Suite 103 in downtown Blue Ridge.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Ella next to Walmart.
Kenty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kenty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge.
Hey folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Jason's not able to be with us this morning. I will take a minute and we'll talk about college football and the wait a minute, just a minute. I had something here. Sorry about that, folks. Just bear with me just a second. I had something up there. What do you think? I will tell you this. I was not able to watch the Ohio State game. I didn't get a chance to watch the Ohio State-Wisconsin game. I'm kindly curious to know what is the reason Clemson hangs on to that number one spot according AP Top 25. Oklahoma's number 2, Georgia's number 3, Alabama's number 4. Then we move to Ohio State and Wisconsin. So Auburn loses to Georgia, but Auburn beat Georgia and beat Alabama, and they're not in. So how many of you are confused this morning of the stack up of the top 4? Okay, so Auburn beat Georgia in the regular season of play and beat Alabama in the regular season of play, and they're not in. Okay, so there's a side of me that says if there should be, Auburn made it to the SEC championship game. Okay, Auburn's sitting at 11-1. Alabama's sitting at 11-1. Okay, I mean Auburn's sitting at 10-3. Alabama's sitting at 11-1. But there's a side of me that says that maybe that 4th spot, Auburn has an argument for it. I don't know, but congratulations to Georgia for the win, SEC championship. The second thing is I want to look at, all right, so Wisconsin, we discussed earlier in the week that Wisconsin was not able to play the big team. We felt that last week. We talked about that Wisconsin would struggle in playing the big team, and that was Ohio State. So they did lose. They turned out to be 12-1. Obviously, sports writers don't feel they're strong enough to be still in that top 4, even though their record is 12-1 with 3 of the 1, 2, and 3 team, Clemson, Oklahoma, and Georgia being 12-1. It's interesting that they don't think Wisconsin is in that level, so they missed the number 4 spot. But Wisconsin was holding on to into that number 3 and was undefeated until this past week, and Ohio State beat them, and Ohio State is 11-2. My opinion, what is yours? My opinion is that Ohio State should have been number 4. That's my opinion. My opinion is that is a big, for Alabama fans, I know you might be upset, but that is a big gift, very big gift to Alabama getting number 4. Ohio State missing out and being put at number 5. That's a very big gift to them. You look at Clemson has a 6-game winning streak, Oklahoma an 8-game winning streak, Georgia a 3-game, and Alabama just coming off of a loss, at Ohio State with a 4-game winning streak, 11-2. So we're set. I thought Georgia. My concern with Georgia, folks, is what team shows up. If they play a team that starts early with the offensive strike early, if they play a team with an offensive strike early, there will be just Georgia's always seems to me doesn't have that firepower to come back needing 3 touchdowns. I think it's which team shows up. If the team that played Auburn Saturday shows up, Georgia could go all the way. But it's going to be Georgia-Oklahoma in the Rose Bowl. Georgia-Oklahoma. Oklahoma handled TCU, just handled them. Basically, right from the first half, TCU got, I guess, lucky, made a couple lucky catches, had a couple good drives, but Oklahoma really handled that game all the way through. Was never really a question. And they'll be playing Georgia, and then Alabama will be playing Clemson. There's a side of me that says that the NCAA would love to see a Georgia-Alabama national championship game. Now, although both teams are in the South and both teams are SEC teams, okay, it's still for TV ratings, Oklahoma, Clemson, Georgia, Alabama could be the biggest TV ratings for a national championship game in decades. All right. So Georgia will be playing Oklahoma. What say you? Clemson, Alabama. What say you? I am going to take Georgia just because we're in Georgia. I know Oklahoma's tough. Very tough team. I don't know if Georgia gets past them, but I'm going to take Georgia. They're going to meet their match when they play Oklahoma, but they can. And then also Alabama, Clemson. So I'm going to take Clemson and Georgia for a national championship. So what say you? What say you? Do you think Ohio State should have been able to been number 4, or Wisconsin with the 1 loss, okay, just 1 loss, if, you know, they're overlooking them or they just didn't think they had a strong enough year and played strong enough teams? I'm your host, BKP. We're going to take a brief break, and when we come back, Brian Ross lied and caused the stock market to go down 350 points, and all that happened was he got 4 weeks off without pay. You know what's funny is when we'll talk about when we get back. I'm your host, BKP. Take us to break.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LOJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Papa's Pizza to Go in downtown Blue Ridge is the best in the area all-you-can-eat buffet. Call ahead or order online now at papaspizzatogo.com. Use our convenient pickup window for the best in pizza, subs, wings, breadsticks, salads, and more. And be sure to check out our lively game room. We serve lunch and dinner, catering available, take out or dine in. Papa's Pizza to Go in Blue Ridge, proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Broken Bowl, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing, is locally owned and operated. Our Simply Noel selection is the largest around. We have a great selection of unique clothing and several lines to choose from for men and women. We carry a beautiful variety of handmade jewelry from Blessed Be and others. All kinds of gifts, starting to carry shoes this fall as well. Come visit us on your next trip to Blue Ridge. We can't wait to meet you at Broken Bowl, located in downtown Blue Ridge.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia: Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
All right, folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. You can get in touch with the show, 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700, or chief@fetchernews.com. You can email us. You can follow us on Twitter, @FetcherNews, @FYNTV. Follow us on Twitter. And also subscribe to our YouTube channel. Our YouTube channel is FYNTV, Fetcher News YouTube. You can subscribe there. So let's go. Last week, the Micheal Flynn. Okay, last week Micheal Flynn has been found guilty. He pleaded to a guilty charge of lying to the FBI. We know this was set up by Sally Yates I think about 4 days after Trump took office. We know this was set up by Barack Obama, Sally Yates. Micheal Flynn led the cheers, lock her up at the convention. The deep state was not about to take this, and it was all a setup. Everything was a setup. Micheal Flynn, you need to understand, okay? Let's look at it like this: lying in general, right? It's supposed to be wrong, right? It's supposed to be wrong to lie. But lying to the FBI, just a quick little thought. What about the FBI lying to us? I mean, it might sound silly. Where is the charge for the FBI that lies to us? The FBI that has not been honest with us and truthful with us? The FBI that lied or is corrupt, that got moved from being the head, the lead on the Hillary Clinton email scandal / sent text messages about Donald Trump with his girlfriend. Is it Lisa Page, FBI attorney? They get sent down to now the FBI attorney, the only thing I've heard is she was removed from Mueller's legal team, but the other FBI guy on Mueller's team, all right, he got sent down to Human Resources, HR. So I'm very serious, lying to the FBI. Now, Sally Yates, they already had. Now, you got to think about this, and we're going to get a little deeper into this as the morning goes on. But Sally Yates, the acting director of the Department of Justice, had the audio where they captured Flynn's conversations. She had it. So there's something here, America, you need to stop and think about the capturing of your information, the capturing of your phone calls, the capturing of you and your personal information in this country. So Flynn, they already had this. So they basically, I'm going to say, took him into a room and asked him everything that was on these audio tapes or whatever they already had, and he didn't get it correct. Now, I'm not saying he didn't lie, but he didn't get it correct. So immediately the setup of lying to the FBI is there. It's a setup, okay? Now, what did I tell you? I told you last week, okay? Remember, I'm going in a direction I wasn't ready to go. Remember, I told you when the word came down, all right, that Trump's attorneys, that Flynn's attorneys sent Trump's attorneys or the White House or whoever a notice of the status of agreement between the two defense teams was now no longer in effect, that they could no longer trade information, okay? And that was a big deal and a big deal and a big deal. I told you that. I knew that was coming, all right? That this big deal, that Mueller had something, okay? And now you're hearing that Flynn, it's much bigger, and the deal he made is so he would do this and tell this, and did he wear a wire, and is Kushner going down? That's all you're hearing this morning. But what is the one thing I told you, and you're going to hear that in a minute. What is the one thing I told you was Flynn's son, Michael Jr. Now, the one thing you need to keep up close to the top of your thoughts every time Flynn comes up, and what kind of deal did he make with Robert Mueller? You have to understand, Micheal Flynn yelled, "Lock her up." You might think it's that simple. Micheal Flynn led the chance, lock her up, okay? And Micheal Flynn Jr. tweeted Pizzagate. You need, no matter how silly that sounds and how simple it sounds. Micheal Flynn Jr. tweeted Pizzagate. Micheal Flynn chanted, "Lock her up." The deep state trying to figure out some sort of collusion with Donald Trump. Now, show that picture of Brian Ross. This is Brian Ross at ABC. Now, there's going to be something in his report, okay, This is Brian Ross, ABC investigative reporter, okay? Lead investigative reporter Brian Ross. And there's going to be something in his report here in just a minute that we're going to play that I don't think anybody else is following or making a comparison. We'll see. So we're going to play this right here. This is the breaking news. This is former national security. This was a special report on ABC. Stock market is booming. Former National Security Advisor Micheal Flynn pleads guilty to 1 count of lying to the FBI. 1 count of lying to the FBI. Let's play the Brian Ross report there, starting right there.
Not disclose. He did not disclose. That is another thing, that he was vulnerable legally. We also know that his son, Micheal Flynn Jr., was being questioned by the special counsel. No charge of Micheal Flynn Jr. So really, George, the question here is, did he agree to testify on something else in exchange for what is a rather narrow indictment here on a single lie, 1 count of lying to the FBI?
Yeah, I want to bring that question to our chief investigative correspondent, Brian Ross, who's also joining us right now. Brian, this certainly would seem to suggest that Micheal Flynn had a fair amount of information to offer the special counsel in return.
That's right, George. He has promised full cooperation to the Mueller team. He's prepared to testify, we are told by a confidant, against President Trump, against members of the Trump family, and others in the White House. He is prepared to testify that President Trump, as a candidate, Donald Trump, directed him to make contact with the Russians, which contradicts all that Donald Trump has said at this point. As well, we're told that Flynn made the decision to cooperate only in the last 24 hours, that he is distraught about the decision but feels he's doing the right thing for his country, that he was facing huge legal bills of more than $1 million, and that he said that finally he had to go ahead and do this for that reason. He expects to put his house on the market. He is facing serious financial problems.
And John Carl, let's go back then on the importance of Micheal Flynn right here. Micheal Flynn, a chief foreign policy advisor to President Trump, candidate Trump, during the campaign, had a relationship with him going straight through even April 2017 after he was fired. One of the reports we had seen is that President Trump had asked him to stay strong in that. So the big question will be, what kind of direction was he getting from President Trump during the campaign, perhaps about any work with the Russians? What did
conversations with him?
Okay, so you are listening to the FBI. The deep state is doing everything to destroy Micheal Flynn's life. Everything, okay? Everything they can to destroy it. He's got to put his house on the market, $1 million legal bills, everything they can do to destroy this man's life, okay? Set up by Barack Obama, Sally Yates. 1 count of lying to the FBI. 1 count is what he's charged for. All right? Destroy this man's life. All right? Now, the other thing here is keep in mind how many articles we have had put out by the Washington Post, the New York Times, you name it, that an unnamed source, a confidant close to the investigation, he is prepared. This came from an unnamed source. Brian Ross reported this. Unnamed source. That Trump directed him as a candidate. Totally wrong. Nothing but a lie. Went to ABC special report. They broke in special report by ABC News. Okay? Now go to, I don't watch The View, but go to how gleeful the left, how excited Brian Ross got everybody. Go to Joy Behar's excitement of what Brian Ross said.
ABC News' Brian Ross is reporting Micheal Flynn promised full cooperation to the Mueller team and is prepared to testify that as a candidate, Donald Trump directed him to make contact with the Russians. Yes!
beginning to look a lot like Christmas, and it's beginning to look a lot like collusion.
This was like, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car reaction from the audience, by the way.
He goes to jail, he goes to jail, he goes to jail. Lock him up. Lock them up. On election night, I had to wear a veil. I was in mourning. So this is like the antithesis of that hideous night. And that's why I'm happy.
Even though there's clapping and screaming and everyone's excited, it's also a mixed emotion thing, which is bad. But that doesn't mean it's good for the country either way. That's really bad if the present day president there is collusion proven here. So it's not that it's a happy day, it's we need to figure out what went down here. Like that, I can't find myself cheering either.
Oh, no, it's a happy day. Come on.
Well,
come on.
I am more concerned.
He is going to be taken down for what he did, and this country can start to heal.
The antithesis. He's going to be taken down. Now, if Joy would just waited a minute before she got all gleeful and excited, she would have been able to hear Brian Ross say this. Let's go to the next one. Brian Ross had the next one you have.
And David, a clarification tonight on something one of Flynn's confidants told us and we reported earlier today. He said the president had asked Flynn to contact Russia during the campaign. He's now clarifying that, saying, according to Flynn, candidate Trump asked him during the campaign to find ways to repair relations with Russia and other hotspots. And then after the election, the president-elect asked him and told him to contact Russia on issues, including working together to fight ISIS. David.
Before and after, and in the meantime,
folks, there's a difference in before and after, and Brian Ross had to come out and say a clarification. That's all he said, but ABC did release a statement and call it a correction. They had to go with the word correction. That caused the stock market alone, because if before Ross said a clarification from a Flynn confidant, okay, an unnamed source. Wonder how many confidants and unnamed sources there has been out there in this witch hunt. Now put up the tweet, Trump stock market tweet. President Trump put this out. The stock market, which recovered a good portion of their losses Friday. People who lost money when the stock market went down 350 points based on a false and dishonest reporting of Brian Ross of ABC News. He has been suspended, should consider hiring a lawyer and suing ABC for the damages this bad reporting has caused. Many millions of dollars was lost Friday based on this report from Brian Ross. Based on it got Joy Behar all excited, and the ladies over at The View got all excited, and ABC came back out with a clarification that turned into a correction. They had no choice. Okay? And Brian Ross is gone for 4 weeks. You know, I always love it when these very wealthy people get suspended without pay. Oh, wow, he'll have it tough the next 4 weeks. He won't, it'll be rough on him for the next 4 weeks. Yeah, right? Yeah, I bet. He'll be right back in 4 weeks spreading the same fake ABC news he has been spreading for years. So I'm your host, BKP. We'll be right back. Nothing. I wanted to do that for the simple reason, nothing on any of the networks this morning concerning that. Nothing. Now, I don't watch CNN. I absolutely do not watch CNN whatsoever, okay? So I don't know what CNN has done or said, but I know ABC, CBS, NBC, Fox, nothing this weekend. We'll go over the weekend shows when we get back. And then what about the, should Mueller still be investigating this? I don't think so. I'm your host, BKP. We'll be back right after these messages.
Ace is your healthful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
The Tupelo tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Better days ahead.
You know what time it is? Model year-end closeout time at Days Chevy in Jasper, with huge savings on every 2017 Chevy in stock, like over $6,500 off on Malibu, just $17,900, or save a payload on Silverado Double and Crew Cabs, starting from just $31,800. The discounts are big, and the time is now during the model year-end closeout. Hurry to Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Be sure to check out New Blue Home and Gift, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Find us on Twitter at New Blue Home. Everything beautiful for your home or a special gift can be found at New Blue Home and Gift. Call us today at 706-455-3873 or visit us at 531 East Main Street, Suite 103 in downtown Blue Ridge.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Elijah next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Elijah next to Walmart.
Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge.
Folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. I wanted to talk about this morning. I told you, I've spent more time on this because obviously the Democrats want to do everything, and the media, to divert attention away from the biggest private sector stimulus package maybe in our history of this country. Maybe the largest stimulus package in this country's history they will not bring up this morning. It's Micheal Flynn lying to the FBI. And what did Jared Kushner know when they were in Mar-a-Lago on December 29th or whatever, and Kellyanne Conway was there, and Jared Kushner was there, and Bannon was there. I'm just telling you now that they will not talk because, see, the $831 billion Reinvestment Act that had to be printed and paid for by the American taxpayers, oh, they were gushing over that. But this is a big deal, okay? This will, when they get this done, this will guarantee, Gary, I better back out the word guarantee. This will pretty much validate that the Republicans can win 2018. Because let me tell you something, people vote their pocketbook, as they say. And if they got money in it, they go vote. If they don't and they're seeing it tough, they go vote one way or the other. U.S., I want to run this by you. The U.S. companies with the most cash parked off overseas. Most cash. Many of the, put that picture up. That's the picture I want. This is a graph there. The U.S. companies with the most cash parked. Axios website, Bob Herman, 4 hours ago. Many of the largest U.S. companies, especially big tech players like Apple and Microsoft, especially big tech players like Apple and Microsoft, and pharmaceutical giants like Johnson & Johnson and Pfizer, have trillions of dollars parked offshore in offshore subsidies, and they benefit immensely from the Republican tax overhaul, which would allow them to bring cash back into the U.S. at a very low tax rate. Trillions of dollars parked offshore, ready to come home. That will happen. They will get it done. Now, by Friday, we have to fund the government. Yes, once again, we have to fund the government. Mitch McConnell said it will be funded. Okay? Democrats will, I do not predict that they will go totally crazy over DACA. They will make it look like. I think Democrats will make it look like they're really upset over DACA. That's what I think, and we will see. Okay? I think they will try to make it look like that, hey, you know what? DACA, if it's not taken care of, we're not going to help pass this. Well, it'll pass, okay? Spending on the 8th will pass. I want to go, let's see, who is this? Let me see. Let's just put this up real quick. It says Fox tax plan before I move up. This was Fox Sunday, all right? All right, Fox tax plan is what it says. And this is how Fox led off. Joint committee on taxation, Senate bill adds $1 trillion to the deficit. That is every network, that's all they keep talking about is adding to the deficit, okay? That's everything they add about. Now, ABC, they started out with, just put ABC Russia, okay? Not the tax plan, ABC Russia. This was the start of ABC this week with George Stephanopoulos. ABC Russia reaches the White House. The investigation reaches the White House. This week on ABC, Dick Durbin put up a 479-page plan. This week, 479-page plan is what the name of that picture is. 479 pages is the tax plan. There's Dick Durbin. making a big deal out of 479 pages, which I don't like. I think every bill in Congress period should not be able to exceed 100 pages. 100 pages should be the max. 479, the tax plan bill. All right. Meet the Press did put up the tax bill, put up NBC tax plan. Meet the Press did put up HR 1, the tax, it's NBC tax plan is what it's named. And they did put up the Saturday HR 1, the Tax Reconciliation Act. Okay. Do you have that pick? Okay, it just says NBC tax plan was what I named it. So they put that up on NBC. The yays were 51, the nays were 49, and Mike Pence, Vice President Mike Pence, was in the well there leading the Senate. He presides over the Senate in case he was needed for that vote. Your Vice President of the United States, that's okay if you can't find it. I just had an NBC tax plan. Okay. I may not have sent it. I may not have sent it. I may forgot to click on it and send it to you. So that's the trillions of dollars that is parked offshore. Okay, trillions of dollars. Let me look at this. I'm trying to see where exactly I want to go right now. Let's go to a picture I have called Post 1. Let's talk about. It's called Post 1. The Washington Post. Sam, put the card up for a minute. Sorry about that, folks. I thought I'd sent Sam several pictures this morning, and I forgot to hit send on the email, and I had to double check. So I apologize for that. There was a couple pictures I wanted to use this morning, but so we find out this is written from the Washington Examiner this morning, and it's an opinion piece. Nunez blows up, threatens contempt after FBI stonewalls house on Russian investigation. Demoted for anti-Trump bias. Okay. Do you have Peter's picture there? I forget his last name. House Intelligence Committee Chairman Devin Nunes has issued an angry demand to the FBI and Department of Justice to explain why he kept the committee in the dark over the reason Special Counsel Robert Mueller kicked a key supervising FBI agent off the Russian Trump investigation. They kept this guy, here's Mueller, he should be gone. They kept this guy, Peter Zurak, all right? Zurak, all right? They kept the committee, the Department of Justice kept the House committee in the dark over reasons why. You see, this guy was a he was a key supervising FBI agent. He was a lead on the Russian Trump investigation. He was a lead on the Hillary Clinton emails. But see, they moved him. They moved him from a lead on major investigations. Mueller moved him to HR, demoted him. Well, when they found out that he got demoted, the House committee kept saying, Nunes kept saying, why'd this guy get demoted? Why is he demoted over to HR, like pushing pencils and paper? Why? Stonewalled. All right? Stories in both the Washington Post and the New York Times on Saturday reported that Peter Zurak, who played a key role in the original FBI investigation into Trump's Russia matter, and then a key role in the Mueller's investigation, and who earlier had played an equally critical role in the FBI Hillary Clinton email investigation, was reassigned out of Mueller's office because of an anti-Trump text he exchanged with the top FBI lawyer, Lisa Page. Put up Page. Lisa Page with Strawrick was having an extramarital affair. Now here he is with Lisa Page, and she is an FBI attorney on the same investigations. Strawrick transferred to the FBI's Human Resources Office. An obvious demotion. The Post reported that Strawrick and Page exchanged text messages that expressed anti-Trump sentiments and other comments that appeared to favor Clinton. Word of the message and the affair were news to Nunes. He didn't know. Even though the committee had issued a subpoena that covered information about Zurak's demotion more than 3 months ago, the committee's broadly worded subpoena for information related to a so-called Trump dossier went to the FBI and Department of Justice on August 24th. Now, as you can tell, I'm reading this. I read this article twice. It amazed me. On August 24th, they sent your Congress, your elected officials, your representatives sent the FBI and the Department of Justice on August 24th wanting to know, hey, why is this person been demoted? Back in July, why has this person been demoted? We want answers. Okay? In the follow-up conversations on the scope of the subpoena, committee staff told FBI and Department of Justice that it included information on the circumstances of Zurak's reassignment on October 11th. Now, the reason I'm doing this is because you got other channels doing all these timelines. Okay? On October 11th, Nunes met with Deputy Attorney General Rod Rosenstein. In the meeting, Nunes specifically discussed the committee's request for the information about Strawrick. Nothing. That's October 11th. In an October 31st committee staff meeting with the FBI, Bureau officials refused a request for information about him. On November 20th, the committee again requested an interview with Strawrick. 3 days earlier, on November 17th, Strawrick met with the Senate Intelligence Committee. On November 29th, Nunes again spoke to Rosenstein and again discussed Strawrick. On December 1st, the committee again requested to speak to Strawrick. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. How can you trust anything the FBI is doing? How can you trust anything that the Department of Justice and what is going on here? Now, Trump says that let's put up the Trump tweet FBI agent. Yeah, that's me. Actually, I may not have sent that to you, but Trump tweeted out, anti-Trump FBI agent led Clinton email probe. Now it all starts to make sense. Now it all starts to make sense. I thought I sent that to you. I thought I emailed all these to you, Sam, so I'm sorry if I did, because it said Trump tweet FBI agent. Trump tweet, the FBI's in tatters. Do I have that one over there? Did that one make it? After years of Comey with the phony, dishonest Clinton investigation and more, running the FBI is running the FBI, his reputation is in tatters. Okay? It's in tatters, worst in history. But fear not, we will bring it back to greatness. And why is everybody upset? It's the truth. The FBI is in a total mess, okay? Trump tweet, Clinton emails. That's okay. All right, that's fine. Tainted. No, very dishonest. Trump tweets out, tainted? No, very dishonest. FBI agent's role in Clinton probe under review, led Clinton email probe, Fox and Friends. At Fox and Friends, he tagged Fox and Friends. Clinton money going to wife of another FBI agent in charge. The FBI is in tatters. The President of the United States has called it out. The bottom line, that's all there is to it. Micheal Flynn, I know Micheal Flynn, post 1. Put up post. Did I send you post 1? From the Washington Post? I got that this time, right? There he is. Once inside, most witnesses are seated in a windowless conference room where 2 and 3 people teams of the FBI agents and prosecutors rotate in and out, pressing them for answers inside the secret nerve center of Mueller's investigation. And then go for number 2, the post number 2. Among the topics that have been of keen interest to investigators, how foreign government officials and other emissaries contacted Trump officials, as well as the actions and interplay of Flynn and Jared Kushner, the president's son-in-law. Folks, I would like to say that it's a sad day. Go put Kate Steinle up. It's a sad day when the news is completely surrounding Flynn, Trump. There's no collusion with the Russians, absolutely nothing. And the media bypassed all weekend long. I did not see any morning shows this weekend that dealt with the death of Kate Steinle, this illegal being found innocent, and the Department of Justice looking at charges. That's where we're at. And you wonder why Donald Trump endorsed Roy Moore. I'm going to take a break. It's 9:24. I got a couple other things I want to get to before the show's over, and I want to make sure they're set up. Take us to break, Sam.
Hello, my name is Chad Watkins. I'm the manager at Larry's Body Shop. We are a family-owned and operated business and have been serving the North Georgia area since 1978. We are located at 1216 Progress Road in LJ, Georgia. Our shop specializes in collision repair, and we work with all major insurance companies. Larry's Body Shop is ICAR Gold, the highest role of training recognized by the collision repair industry. It is estimated that only 10% of collision shops meet these standards. Our shop consists of state-of-the-art equipment such as laser measurement system, down-drive spray booth, spot and MIG welding equipment. All of our paints are mixed on site so that we can guarantee your paint to match every time. I know that having an accident can be a stressful event. We take pride in making sure our customers are satisfied with the repair of their vehicles. Our waiting area is clean and comfortable with free Wi-Fi and refreshing beverages. So if you're in an accident, stop by and see us at Larry's Body Shop.
Papa's Pizza to Go in downtown Blue Ridge is the best in the area all-you-can-eat buffet. Call ahead or order online now at papaspizzatogo.com. Use our convenient pickup window for the best in pizza, subs, wings, breadsticks, salads, and more. And be sure to check out our lively game room. We serve lunch and dinner, catering available, take out or dine in. Papa's Pizza to Go in Blue Ridge, proud sponsors of the Fannin County Rebels.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
Broken Bull, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing, is locally owned and operated. Our Simply Noel selection is the largest around. We have a great selection of unique clothing and several lines to choose from for men and women. We carry a beautiful variety of handmade jewelry from Blessed Be and others. All kinds of gifts, starting to carry shoes this fall as well. Come visit us on your next trip to Blue Ridge. We can't wait to meet you at Broken Bull, located in downtown Blue Ridge.
Circuit World, brand name merchandise at unbelievably low prices. Furniture, appliances, and electronics. Circuit World is locally owned and operated, serving the tri-state area. Circuit World has highly trained professionals to help. Visit your hometown Circuit World today. 3 locations in Georgia: Ellijay, Blue Ridge, and Blairsville, Franklin, and Murphy, North Carolina. No credit checks, so let Circuit World deliver to you today.
In 1981, Reed Nicholson began selling tires out of an old barn in Mineral Bluff. Little did he know that he had just laid the groundwork for the most trusted names in automotive services in the Blue Ridge area. In 1997, Nicholson Tire Center became what it is today, holding the same values of faith, family, and great customer service. 2 locations to serve you, and the Blue Ridge location is currently expanding to offer fast service and the largest U-Haul provider in Georgia. Nicholson Tire Center, Blue Ridge, and Mineral Bluff.
Hey, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. Now, a couple things. It's 9:29, and before we close up this morning, our last half hour, Roy Moore, the President of the United States, tweeted out that he tweeted a couple things. He said first, he said, and I suspect did I send you the Roy Moore tweet? Because maybe I didn't. I don't know. I cut them all out. I don't know why I didn't add them. Democrats refuse. This is Donald Trump, President of the United States. Democrats refuse to give even one vote for massive tax cuts. Is why we need Republican Roy Moore to win in Alabama. We need his vote on stopping crime, illegal immigration, border wall, military, pro-life, VA, judges, Second Amendment, and more. No to Jones and Pelosi, Schumer's puppet. Okay? A full endorsement of Roy Moore. Completely full endorsement. All right? Now, on the Sunday shows, Mitch McConnell, the Senate Majority Leader, came out, and remember, he led the way, was very adamant that Moore needed to get out of the race. Roy Moore needed to get out of the race, okay? And this is another tweet that Donald Trump put out in support of Roy Moore in Alabama. Putting Pelosi and Schumer, liberal puppet Jones into office in Alabama would hurt our great Republican agenda of low on taxes, tough on crime, strong on military and borders, and so much more. Look at your 401ks since elections, highest market ever. Jobs are roaring back. So a full-throated, as heavy-handed as you can get, endorsement for Roy Moore. Now, the Huffington Post put out this morning, okay, Mitch McConnell walks back Roy Moore criticism, okay? The voters of Alabama will make their choice, the Senate Republican leader said. Asked by George Stephanopoulos if he believes Roy Moore should be in the Senate, Senate Majority Leader says, I'm going to let the people of Alabama make that call. So, obviously, the concerns with the women, that the accusers may not be quite as strong as it was 2 weeks ago. That's all I'm saying. All I'm saying. Period. So Roy Moore has very strong endorsements, even to the point where Mitch McConnell's going to let the people of Alabama, Ted Cruz is going to let the people of Alabama. So it's turned into the people of Alabama, okay, the people of Alabama will make the decision on December 12th. So Kay Ivey, the governor, says she's going to vote for a Republican. President Donald Trump's going to go to Pensacola, which has the bottom half of almost all of Alabama's TV market in Montgomery, Alabama area in it. He has endorsed Roy Moore, and several Republicans are going to let they're going to let the people of Alabama make that decision. Now, trying to figure, want to make sure I don't leave something out this morning. I just want to check some top stories before I go into a final here. Now, I want to make a final I want to make some final comments on the Micheal Flynn this morning. So I guess what I better do here, because time is running short, okay? I just want to remind you, today is closing arguments over at Dawson County Courthouse. Now, I want to say this. What is this case about? Now, this is the state of Georgia versus Nydia Tisdale. And no matter where you're watching this morning, nationally, this is being watched by First Amendment groups, freedom of speech. So many people are watching this this morning, this trial. But there continues to be the argument that Nydia Tisdale's freedom of speech was violated, and her First Amendment rights and freedom of the press. And it seems to be that some people have gotten upset because a writer on FetcherNews.com labeled her a self-proclaimed citizen journalist. So she says she proclaims she's a citizen journalist. That's what she does herself. She'll tell you she's so many people got up in arms and upset because she said self-proclaimed, she is a self-proclaimed citizen journalist, that we made that comment. But she goes and videos public meetings all the time, and for the most part, you know, there's no problem. Well, this took place on private property, and she was asked to turn her camera off. Now, I'm going to go into great detail on this case as soon as it goes to the jury, which it'll be today. Tomorrow, I can go into detail. I'm going to tell you, I'm either going to tell you why she won, or I'm either going to tell you why she lost. Because I see where she could win the case, but also I feel strong that she may lose this case based on the private property right. So this is going to be a thing where she was removed from private property while at a public function with elected officials. So the trial, the state, I'm going to explain tomorrow. Nydia Tisdale said in comments that are all over the AJC that she felt as though she was being raped through her dress. Okay? And she felt as though she was being raped through her dress. All right? I'm going to explain what I think a little more on the details of that comment tomorrow. We'll see what happens, see if the jury comes back with a verdict today. But the state of Georgia versus Nydia Tisdale goes, closing arguments are happening today, and it will go to the jury this afternoon. And maybe we'll have a verdict today to where we can talk about it tomorrow. So you can follow everything on FetcherNews.com, Dawson County. If you'll go to FetcherNews.com, let me give you 3 articles that you should be able to find there. And if you want to hear a little more about how this case has been, going this week, you can go to Fetch Your News, Dawson County, Fetch Your News, Dawson County, and let's see, closing arguments set for Monday, and you can get the article if you want to read closing arguments set for Monday in the Nydia Tisdale trial. That is in Dawson County. You can also read, let me give you the other ones. Closing arguments set for Monday Tisdale trial. Lost exhibits, a stumbling block for Tisdale's defense. There's 4 different articles up there. Former Attorney General Sam Owens could be a pivotal in Nydia Tisdale's trial in Superior Court. And state presents case against citizen journalist. Nydia Tisdale obstruction trial finally begins. All of those articles are there, and Bill Johnson, our writer, has been in the courtroom since the minute it started, and you can read and keep up with it. I'm your host, BKP. We're going to take a brief break and come back and wrap up our show with final thoughts for the day, the last 15 minutes.
Ace is your helpful place for paint and home goods, tools, outdoor living, and lawn equipment. But did you know Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge is a little bit more? We have hunting rifles and accessories for your next hunting trip. We have Amish furniture imported directly from Ohio. And we have Ace Custom Woodworks for all your custom wood project needs, from cabinets to artwork. Ace Hardware of Blue Ridge. We have your new house in stock.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
The Tupelo Tea mission is to provide over 80 premium tea blends for tea lovers who are looking for ways to explore new flavors and blends. Come visit Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Be sure to sample our various varieties of honey and tea. Visit us on the web at tupelotea.com or call us at 706-946-TEAS. That's TEAS. Tupelo Tea, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge.
Better days ahead.
You know what time it is? Model year-end closeout time at Days Chevy in Jasper, with huge savings on every 2017 Chevy in stock, like over $6,500 off on Malibu, just $17,900, or save a payload on Silverado Double and Crew Cabs, starting from just $31,800. The discounts are big, and the time is now during the model year-end closeout. Hurry to Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead. Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Be sure to check out New Blue Home and Gift, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Find us on Twitter at New Blue Home. Everything beautiful for your home or a special gift can be found at New Blue Home and Gift. Call us today at 706-455-3873 or visit us at 531 East Main Street, Suite 103 in downtown Blue Ridge.
Hi, I'm Rhonda the Mattress Lady, and this is my husband Gary, owners of Mattress Overstocked in Elijah next to Walmart. And we want to earn your business. From the time you walk in our door to the time we deliver your new mattress to your door, you will see the difference. Our selection and prices are the best in North Georgia, and customer service is our top priority. So y'all come on in and let us help you find the right mattress at the right price. That's Mattress Overstocked in Elijah next to Walmart.
Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop, located in beautiful downtown Blue Ridge at Sycamore Crossing. Fine sterling silver, luxurious baby alpaca and exotic woods. A beautiful selection of exquisitely crafted gifts for all of your special occasions. Visit our website, artesiansilvergifts.com, or follow us on Twitter at Artesian Silver Gifts. Kinty Artesian Silver and Gifts, the Peruvian shop in downtown Blue Ridge.
Folks, I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. You can always reach the show, 706-889-9700, 706-889-9700, or chief@fetchyournews.com. Also, at Fetch Your News, at FYNTV. You can always reach us there. Follow us there, and also our YouTube channel, FYNTV, Fetch Your News. You can follow us there. Now, on Fridays, today is Monday, let me work it up. On Fridays, we're now at Circuit World in Blue Ridge. We had a great time Friday. We got a couple details we had to work out. First time we did the show, but we had a great time Friday there at Circuit World in Blue Ridge, and we're going to have hot deals every week up there on the show. Last week, and it's now going on, any furniture on the floor, any furniture they have on their showroom floor in any of their 5 stores that they have. That's Franklin, Murphy, Blairsville, Blue Ridge, and East Elijah. All furniture 6 months, same as cash on the floor. In stock. So we are enjoying that. Now, if you have an Ask the Doc question for Dr. William Whaley, that's Dr. William Whaley, send that to info@fetchyournews.com. Send that there, okay? And send that to info@fetchyournews.com. And Dr. Whaley will try to get it on the show, but he does answer all questions he gets. So a question for Dr. Whaley, info@fetchernews.com. Trying to think of any other announcements I have for any events or anything happening right now. You know, our TV is jam-packed. Our social media is jam-packed. All of our news outlets are jam-packed with Russian collusion of Donald Trump and Micheal Flynn. And you know, when you stop and think, lied to the FBI. Now, I understand that needs to be a serious crime, okay? We just recently had General Petraeus, okay, a general that classified information, if memory serves me right, okay? This guy went down, discredited General Petraeus. Scooter Libby lied to the FBI. That's what he did. He lied to the FBI. The FBI can entrap you. They can capture your phone calls. They can capture your emails. And then they can put you in a room and you don't get to hear your phone calls or emails, and they can ask you questions about those phone calls and emails repeatedly in that hot room, and they can rotate 2 and 3 out and keep asking you questions. And then if your statements do not equal what your phone call recordings that they captured or your emails they captured that you don't have in front of you, you've lied to the FBI. Okay, well, all right. So, and it should be. But most of us are sitting here today very confused. Very confused on how Hillary Clinton lied to Congress. Okay? How Hillary Clinton lied about the Benghazi at the hearings. We're confused. We're confused how all of her, Uma Abedin, Brian Pagliana, okay, the list goes on. We're confused on how they plead the fifth or lie, and Clapper lied. You know, we're confused this morning. How did they do that? How do you take a server, okay, a server that you bleach bit the information, and you don't let the FBI come in on your DNC server, that server, when it was hacked, you don't let the FBI come in. But the FBI can just do whatever. You don't stop till you fall to needing a special counsel. Robert Mueller, a friend of James Comey. We know Comey lied. FBI director lied. We know he took FBI documents, because it doesn't matter if you're on a job and Comey goes in somewhere and he takes this out of his pocket and he writes notes down and he puts it back. That belongs to the FBI. That belongs to the American people. It's yours. But we know Comey leaked it to his friend. It was at the New York Times. His professor friend at Columbia University, and said, get this over to the New York Times. We know all this. We're not wondering. We know it for a fact. We don't have anything big on Paul Manafort. Everything that Paul Manafort's being charged, you see in the name. Why do you think they have stopped saying Paul Manafort as much? They say Papadopoulos. But is it Grant or the other, Paul Manafort's partner? Why do you think they still bring it up? Or why do you think it's not all over the news 24/7? Because then you would know, and you would have it explained to you, and they know, hey, Manafort, everything that they have Manafort on, okay, this Foreign Agents Act, whatever, everything they have him on, hey, doesn't even pertain to Russia and Trump's campaign. Things that happened years before. things that were taking place before he became, for a handful of months, just a couple months, involved with the Trump campaign. And they know that. They know that. But Manafort's being brought down because of the Donald Trump, but they know that, right? That's why you don't hear it. And Micheal Flynn is forced. When Susan Rice gets up in the morning, we live in a confusing world. How confused are you that when Susan Rice gets up in the morning, it's not to put on an orange jumpsuit for going on 4 morning shows and lying to the American public? We have enough people that the count of treason, right, against our own government would fill a wing of a prison. How confused are you about what's going on? Why does Abedin, Deborah Wasserman Schultz, and the Awani brothers or Wally brothers or whatever they are, Seth Rich is dead. It just doesn't matter. But see, I think you out there are smarter than that. I think the American people are smarter than that. But I will tell you this. Remember what Steve Bannon told us? Steve Bannon said, if you don't think that it's going to be a daily fight, if you don't think we have to fight every day that they're going to give our country back to us, you're wrong. So, you know, sometimes I like to know what's going to happen. I don't know how far the deep state will go. I don't know how difficult this battle is going to be, but it's going to be a difficult one. I don't know where it ends. But we have a 3-star general that is charged with 1 count of lying to the FBI, and you have people preparing to impeach the President of the United States. All I'm going to tell you folks is you need to get ready, because if you think for 1 minute that if the House of Representatives goes to the Republicans, to the Democrats, that the first thing that Nancy Pelosi does is bring articles of impeachment against your president, Donald Trump, you're badly mistaken. I want to go through some of my morning show notes. This is just morning show notes. Now they're starting to report that Flynn was one of the best and brightest. Now all of a sudden he was one of the best and brightest that they brought down. High crimes and misdemeanors. Impeachment for high crimes and misdemeanors. How about this to finish up today? Let me go this. What about what Orrin Hatch said on the floor? Help people who won't help themselves. He's tired of helping people that won't help themselves. There's a lot of talk about cutting the CHIP program, okay? That's the Children's Health Insurance Program. A lot of talk about it, cutting CHIP, all right? That's all you're going to hear is the poor kids are going to lose their health insurance, okay, cutting CHIP. They sit around, Orrin Hatch said he's tired of the people sitting around waiting for the government to do something. It's time to help people who help themselves. Look, let me tell you something. You probably know who they are out there, but every time you hear somebody say, we don't have enough money for CHIP, we don't have enough money for the Children's Health Insurance Program, let me tell you, you stop the fraud, waste, and corruption of the people that can help themselves, that are sitting around waiting for the government to do something. You need to know this. There is plenty of money to take care of the health insurance programs for children in this country. Plenty. But Orrin Hatch, usually I'm not a big Orrin Hatch. I don't go really to his corner, but standing up on the floor and saying, it's time to help people who help themselves. and people that just sit around waiting for the government to do something, there's plenty of money for Chip. Yates and Obama set this up. There seemed to be an obstruction of justice, one right after another is what they're saying. Now let me tell you something. Yates came in and said, Sally Yates, acting Department of Justice, AG, Attorney General, came in and said 4 days into Trump's administration, I think Michael Flynn could be compromised. I think he could be compromised. Nothing more than the emails, the audio, he could be compromised. Hillary Clinton did not cause us the possibility of being compromised with her server. The DNC, we could be compromised. They say that the DNC was hacked by WikiLeaks, which I do not believe it was hacked by WikiLeaks, but they say that. I say inside the DNC, the information was dumped to WikiLeaks. But Flynn may possibly be compromised. Look at all of the people around the Clintons that could be compromised. NFL, $89 million for social justice causes. It came out of their $89 million, came out of their breast cancer funds, all of their other causes, their funds. They scratched out $89 million for social justice causes, like things like Black Lives Matter. It didn't pay off. The seats are empty, and they still took a knee. And they took $89 million, okay? See what else I have. Chris Wallace wanted to know from H.R. McMaster's, the guy that took Flynn's job, Director of National Security, wanted to know if after Friday we were calling foreign leaders to reassure them. After it looks as though it's definite Trump's going down and this is a major crisis. Flynn pled guilty to one count of lying to the FBI. Are we calling foreign leaders to reassure them? Oh, by the way, Tillerson's still Secretary of State. All right, Tillerson's still Secretary of State. Bottom line, after the first of the year, Tillerson said all along he would stay 1 year. That was his big commitment. And after the first of the year, you may see some moves, but he's still Secretary of State. Moving the embassy to Jerusalem, what say you? KT McFarland, we'll talk about a little bit of that later today, tomorrow. Let's see. Dynamic scoring. You know, this is a dynamic group that keeps talking. Do you get tired of watching all the news shows and hearing about dynamic scoring, dynamic scoring? I get tired of that. This is a dynamic group. The DACA fix. NBC, Chuck Todd, was this a deal to avoid more serious? As Michael Flynn, Chuck Todd, is this a deal to avoid more serious charges for himself and his son? I told you that. Watch and see what happens, okay? And his son. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. Dianne Feinstein, senator from California, 80 years old. 80 years old. Walked the line that he is not fit anymore. She walked that line. He's not fit anymore. We must finish our investigation, okay? Obstruction, collusion, and quid pro quo. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live. Good to be back this Monday morning. And I hope you're playing plenty of Christmas music. Got your Christmas shopping almost done, maybe not. Got a lot of days. Are you a last day person? Are you a last week person? How is your cyber shopping going? But I'm your host. We'll be back tomorrow, Tuesday morning. Good morning from the office. Sam, take us out of here.